Regarding the motor system examination of the nervous system, really the motor system consists of general inspection and palpation. This is the first, and then assessment of the tone, power, reflexes, and lastly coordination. In the first step, really in the inspection and palpation, one should pay particular attention to the body position of the patient, and then for any involuntary movements, and lastly for the muscle bulk. First of all, we have to check the position of the patient because we have many neurological positions. For example, decorticate posture, abnormal flexion posture, and decerebrate posture, which is called also abnormal extensor posture. This is one. The next step should be to look for any abnormal movement. Abnormal movement may take the form of fasciculation. Fasciculation are twitches or ripples on the skin of atrophied muscle, especially look for them of the deltoid, quadriceps and calves, and you can enhance them by flickering over the muscle and flickering here over the muscle and over the calves. This is with respect to the fasciculation. Fasciculation could be normal and could be abnormal. Abnormal movement also may take the form of resting tremor, dystonia, choreoathetosis or chorioathetosis, hemibalism or ballistic movement, or may take the form the patient may have akathisia, which is a feeling of internal restlessness. After that, you have to check the muscle bulk. You have to check whether the muscle is atrophied, wasted, normal, or hypertrophied. If it is hypertrophied, really, we have two types. The hypertrophy may be either true hypertrophy, in which the bulk and the strength, both of them are increased, while pseudo-hypertrophy, in which the bulk is increased while the strength is decreased. Pay special or particular attention at the inter-OSI, here at the spaces of the metacarpal and at the hypothenor and thenar muscle that should be concave. Any muscle really can be wasted or atrophied. Check bilaterally. And also you have to palpate the muscle, especially of the proximal shoulder girdle and of the pelvic girdle. This is because certain muscle disease, for example, in case of myositis, the muscle will be tender, and in case of rhabdomyolysis, the muscle may become firm in character. In addition to that, patient with pseudohypertrophy may have a feeling of dewy muscles. If there is any wasting in the muscle, you have to check the process, whether it is focal or it is global. This is also important because, and if it is also global, you have to check whether the process is proximal or distal. Really, the proximal muscle weakness are usually myopathic and as an underlying cause, while distal muscle weakness are usually neuropathic as an underlying cause.